I need help. You see, I'm supposed to start investing into retirement due to protocol at work. But the thing is, I forgot how to do all of that. I know we learned it in math way back when. So do you think you could refresh my mind a little bit? Thanks. Talk to you later.
Well. Joe Dirt. Good thing for you, I'm always ready to help a friend. Welcome to Investment 101. Perfect refresher of the topic. Well, first things first. If you want to know investment, you gotta know the math. This seems vaguely familiar, right? This is the explicit geometric formula. Gn stands for the total amount, G1 stands for your initial value, R stands for the ratio, and N stands for the total years. The formula we'll be using is compound interest. P equals the principal amount, R is the annual nominal interest ratio, N is the number of times interest is compounded per year, and T is the number of years. But for this case, N equals 1, so the formula can be simplified. So you don't need N in your formula. Now, a perfect source to use is this online article. We use the information here to create an example scenario/problem. While the article is helpful, we want to look at the section with the example data at the top. Looking back at the equation we discussed earlier, we can see how they use the formula to get the data which matches up accurately. However, only the compound interest equation works, as the geometric formula gives an answer that does not match the articles. Now that we know how to use data from an example situation, let's create our own with random numbers and see if we can come up with data similar to the example. Using a dice that I rolled 6 times, I created a scenario involving the random numbers to create a more realized situation. Using the first 3 numbers, which were 6, 6, and 4, I made that into the number that I am investing. The fourth number that I rolled, 5, becomes my interest rate. And last but not least, the numbers that I rolled for 5 and 6, which were 2 and 5, became the years that I will calculate for, using the 5th rule as the initial year and combining the 5th and 6th rule to be many years later. Now to calculate. Using the example to guide you, substitute in the data and start solving. During this process, don't forget to change your t-value, as there are 2 different years being represented. We now have our numbers. A equals 23,904 for the first equation, and A equals 1.88 times 10 to the 29th power for the second equation. The numbers rolled for interest were a bit higher than expected. However, the original investment amount is pretty reasonable. 25 years is a bit too low, though, unless you think you'll retire early. Let's look into some real banks now. One bank you could invest into is Wells Fargo. Their interest rate is 1.2%. Another bank is Discovery Bank. Their interest rate, 1.10%. The only difference between these two is 0.1%. Now that your mind has been refreshed, go out there and show your boss that you know how to use your money wisely. Looking back at the equation we discussed earlier, we can see how the formula they get blah, 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 blah.